All right, everyone, we're here at 6 Point Brew with Dale Talde, chef extraordinaire and Chicago sports fan. Dale, how's it going, my man?
I'm doing well. I don't know about my sports teams, how they're going to fare.
So let's start here. The one thing that's really connecting us together right now, I'm a Dolphins fan. We got Jay Cutler in town now. You've gotten to know him intimately as a Chicago sports fan over the last few years. What do I have in store? What should I expect?
Oh, great. I mean, the facial expressions themselves are just amazing. I mean, if there could be someone less interested, I would love to find that person. But you know what? We know what's amazing is because his composure is so.
Yeah,
if you're gonna
he's
say
a flat line.
Oh
yeah.
my God, dude, the guy, he could be up by 4 touchdowns or down by 6, and it's the same face. It just does not matter.
All right, you have an amazing Jay Cutler story that
Yes.
I have to force you to tell right now.
I'm not going to take any credit for this. This is definitely my business partner, John Bush's story. But his very good friend, who's is in a punk rock band in Chicago, was in a bar, and Cuddy happened to be in the bar or needed to use the facilities. Cuddy is a very big dude.
Very recognizable man,
Very
too.
recognizable, big dude. He's a recognizable guy.
Listen, if I saw you in a Brooklyn restaurant and you went to the bathroom, I'd be like, hey, Dale Talde's in the bathroom. I gotta say what up. I gotta know the secret to his oysters.
I just hope you would let me shake once or twice before you start the conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I'm hoping for.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so your friend follows Jay Cutler into the bathroom.
So he's in the bathroom and they're doing their due at a urinal, and guy starts off with, "Hey Jay."
Ooh.
And
you gotta hit him with the Mr. Cutler in the bathroom.
I think he did do the Mr. Cutler.
Oh.
I think he actually did the Mr. Cutler. And Jay's response was, even before he got like Mr. Cut, he goes, "I don't care." Finished doing his business, washed his hands, and left the bathroom. And it was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I expected out of this interaction. That's probably what I should have expected.
I'm glad that Jay kind of stayed in character, I think that's kind of what you want. You want that Jay Cutler
Yeah,
story.
the smoking with the
Yes,
the cigarette
exactly.
and the smoking Jay.
Him, flipping you the bird, walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah, with this little Pomeranian.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want.
Let's jump to basketball real quick. That's, I think, both of our biggest passions.
Yes, 100%.
Your Bulls, man, it's looking like it's going to be a long year.
It's going to be a long year, but as you know, I think the 76ers just went through it. They trusted the process, and I think we just have to trust the process. You know what I will say is I felt that there was zero direction with the team now, and now there is direction with the team, right? They were trying to compete at some point, making 500 to be the 8th spot just to get demolished by somebody. Like, that's not a direction, right?
Yeah.
You got to choose to go in a direction. So now they're choosing to go in a direction. They understand they're going to tank. When you give up an asset like Jimmy Butler, and everyone's like, that was the worst trade ever, that was the worst trade. Was it really? What were the offer for Jimmy was what? Was the same offer last year.
But you look at what the Cavs got in the Kyrie trade, and then you have to start to wonder, hey, why didn't Chicago try to get something like the Nets pick from Boston?
If it was there, I believe they would have taken it. The offer just wasn't there. I in my heart believe, and I love, and listen, when Jimmy gave out his phone number.
Did you call him?
Hell yeah, I called him.
Yeah, my man.
Hell yeah, I called Jimmy. I was like, hey, Mr. Butler, my name is Dale Talde.
Oh, you hit him with the Mr. Butler. Nice.
I have to.
You have to.
Hey, Mr. Butler, my name is Dale Talde. I'm a big fan. Thank you what you've done for the city. I hope much success for you in Minnesota. And then I wanted to put in quotations, I hope Tibbs doesn't blow out another ACL like he's done every other player.
Did he respond?
No.
Oh, man.
But I said, I own restaurants in New York City. Please hit me up.
Nice.
I'd love to take you out. But no response. I'm not
That's
hating
fine.
on him.
He probably got a lot of texts.
Of course. But I believe if there was a better offer, they would have taken it. And you know what? At least the Bulls have some direction now. They know they're going. It's a full-on rebuild. Yeah. They're rebuilding now.
How much do you hate Reinsdorf, Foreman, and Paxson?
I will say this. I will never hate John Paxson.
Okay. He
never.
hit the shot.
He hit the shot, right? John Paxson, I can never hate him. Gar, hate. Reinsdorf, hate even more.
If he came to your restaurant, would you poison him? Like, is it that
Never.
level?
No, never. But I would actually.
You'd undercook the oyster just a little bit.
No, you know what I would do, though? You know what I would do? Is I would thank him for some of the best years, but I also would criticize him for some of the most frustrating times I've ever had to go through. I mean, the Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler, those years were bad.
Those were lean.
Man.
Those were lean.
Khalid El-Amin. Bro, you drafted Khalid El-Amin like, what? Dude, you drafted Khalid El-Amin. That's a tough.
This is a deep cut.
That is a deep cut. I mean, I will tell you some of my favorite years For the Ben Gordon.
The Baby Bulls.
The Baby Bulls. The
awesome.
Ben Gordon.
Kirk Heinrich.
Luol Deng.
They had Joe a little bit.
Yeah, those were some of the best. I think the playoff series against the Celtics when they went on to win.
That was a bunch of overtimes.
That was the most exciting basketball time I think I've ever. One of the most I've ever had because I was at the age of knowing, like smelling. We might go to a championship, but unfortunately, it was like D Rose's first or second year.
Yeah, that MVP
Those were just. Were those some of the most amazing times? And then, if I have to criticize somebody, it's Tibbs.
Yeah, he ran those players into the ground. Let's go maybe bigger view of the NBA. This summer's been crazy. You got Chris Paul, Paul George, all these guys move around. Melo's probably gone. How hyped are you? I can't wait for the season to start. Now the Kyrie trade too. What's your take on just all the crazy stuff that's been going down?
I love it. I love when there's excitement in the league because in the league, I really believe there's no other professional sports that have the hype. Sans soccer. Yeah. I think soccer has that hype machine behind it. When look at Neymar.
Yeah.
Neymar switches teams. They pay unheard of amounts of money for this person. The NBA does it. In football, it's not really like that. They don't have trades that go on like that. But man, basketball, they know how to excite people when it's not even exciting.
And you get to see them go head to head. Paul George is going to have to guard Kevin Durant. It's not like they're going to be on opposite. Sitting on the bench. That's what I love. Is these guys are really going to go head to head.
100%. My brother and I, when we were younger, we looked at Kevin Garnett and said, that is the future of the NBA. Yeah. There are going to be stretch fours that could do everything. And it's coming, it's happening. Yeah. There's these guys Giannis. Yeah. These dudes who can do everything. And to us, it's exciting because, it's a weird type of basketball. I was used to watching bruisers. Yeah. Watching the Knicks and the Bulls go at it. Yeah, the Ron Artest years of dudes just going at it. Now it's 120 to 115. There's no D. Guys are jacking up 60 shots in a game. It's yo, man. Isn't it the highest amount of possessions? The highest amount of or the highest amount of possessions per game now ever. So it's for me, it's exciting. I do wish you would see some dudes who I really...
You miss the Brad Miller types,
I do. You know who I really wanted to be a star, and I thought he had it, is Andre Drummond.
Oh, yes. Yeah, man.
I thought he was the prototype to say, bring it back to some old school, hard-nosed basketball. But the dude cannot put offensive skills together at all.
It's really frustrating. And Van Gundy thought the same thing. He's looking at, I can make a little mini team here like I had with Orlando, but...
Isn't you thought with his athleticism, his size, that he was he just cannot shoot at all. You got to keep people honest. Yeah. You don't even on the offensive side, all you got to do is box him out. Yeah. Because let him get the ball in the low post. He's going to travel. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or just foul him. Or just
follow him, yeah. And that's what's so weird about there's parts of the league that I don't like that. What I love about Golden State's game is it's how I play. Right?
So you're giving yourself a Warriors play alike right now?
Yo, man. Heat check. I step in the gym, man. I'm heat check. Right. I got the green light.
Okay, I respect it.
And that's what those dudes do. And what's underrated about the Golden State is their defense.
Yeah, top defense in the league.
Amazing. Yeah. The way they rotate is unbelievable. If you watch how the movement, it reminds me of the 95, 96, the 72 and 10 Bulls, which are still the best team ever. Ever. I'll say ever. Undisputed.
Okay, fair enough. This is a question I love asking chefs because I think, and you especially, I think would be great at this, just, coming off with stuff at the top of your head. But let's say you got, some KD and, Curry coming to the restaurant one night. You are now under pressure. You got to cook them maybe the best way you can cook them. What's your go-to? What's the one thing that you're like, I know I'm going to knock this out of the park? What are you going to make those guys?
Oh, man. I'm a firm believer in doing your due.
Okay.
Listen, if I knew they were coming in, I would do my research. I'd be like, yo, I know KD likes, I know he's a big steak fan. Yeah. I know, Curry is a big, dude loves fried chicken. Yeah. I'm going to flex the illest fried chicken I have, but, for KD, if he loves steaks and we don't have a steak on a menu, I'm going to go and get him an ill steak. Yeah. Just because it's, for me, when someone knows you're there, or your friends are cooking for you, or you know you're coming in town and you haven't seen a homie in a while and you're eating at his restaurant, and they're like, hey, just FYI, man, these blueberries just show, you know, these are foraged blueberries from somewhere, and they're my personal stash, but I came in and I'm making you a blueberry pie. Yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is awesome. When you can show somebody some love in that way, you know, let them know they're special, but every guest is special, obviously, but like, when someone does research to know that, like, hey, this is what you really like, that's cool.
Yeah. When I come to the restaurant, I'm expecting you to make me like the dopest Lunchable I've ever had.
Yo, man. I mean, you don't even have to say dopest, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's understood that Lunchables
yeah.
are the dopest,
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. All right, we'll kind of wrap this up. So tell me, who's your favorite bull of all time? I mean, obviously, you know, Michael Jordan, whatever. Who's the one bull that you really had that attachment to, and why?
Okay. Besides Pip, dude, I loved Ron Artest.
Hell yeah.
I loved
Hell
Ron
yeah.
Artest. He was the most, like, I think he was one of the most physically intimidating NBA ball players. You know, he is, I believe he's a once-in-a-generation player,
Yeah.
right? There's Ron Artest, Oakley, Xavier McDaniels, you know?
Yeah.
Those players, they're like,
There's only one guy who's the most feared player in the league at a given time, and that was Artest for a while.
dude, Artest, 6'8", 240.
Yeah, and he could score. People forget he could score.
6'8", 240,
Yeah.
athletic, shoulders the size of a door frame. And, like, he put his shoulder into you, and you would hear, what I love is when you hear the courtside, like, ooh. He would put his shoulder, and he would dig it in your chest, and some dude would just be like, oh. And, like, it's like that Marshawn Lynch, man, over and over and over and over. At some point, you're going to be like, yo, man.
Enough.
Enough.
No mas.
I'm going to front him now.
Yeah.
I'm going to front him and let him get, you know, and hope I'm going to stop. I'm going to deny the ball now.
Yeah.
Because if he gets the ball in the post, I'm screwed. I just like, you know, like imposers like him, Charles Barkley. They don't make players like that anymore. Everybody's a homie.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's like,
dapping him up
before game, yo, man, talking about like, yo, we're going to go St. Bart's, or we're going to go,
St.
we're
Bart's.
going to go do this, you know, later. We're going to the club. We're going to 11 after this. Stop that, man. Ron Artest showed up and he was salty. He was pissed off.
He'd elbow you in the face.
He had real issues. He's from Queensbridge, man. That dude he thought he was a rapper.
Yeah.
He thought he was a rapper. Dude was crazy. And I love that. I love
Yeah.
crazy players like that. Dudes who just are like unconventional. But then it was also his downfall.
Yeah, that's true.
He was too crazy. But man, you know, look at the malice in the palace.
Yeah. That's a whole other video, man. That's a whole other video.
Click.
Yeah.
And then you saw the dude. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't
Yeah.
me. It wasn't me. It
Oh,
wasn't
no,
me.
too late. Too late.
That was so good.
All right, Dale, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Cheers, man. I'm going to go back to the picture for this one.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, dude.